So if you're anything like me, you might still be knocking out some of your holiday 2022 shopping right at the last minute, and you might be searching for various different Nintendo Switch games and deals. And in today's video, I want to go over all of the existing sales and deals at a last minute level from every major retailer, being Target, Walmart, Best Buy, Amazon, and GameStop, and share my personal recommendation on which games you may want to take a second look at on discount, whether it be for yourself or a loved one, when it comes to new games on the Nintendo Switch right now. What's up, Nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below, hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. As mentioned, guys, we are looking at a few different retailers today, and really all the major ones on where you may want to do some of your last minute sales and deals hunting for Nintendo Switch games, and we're going to dive straight in to Target first, which, a quick side note, they have really most of all of the games that we're going to talk about at a available and really comparable price. So there's going to be some games that have $10-$20 variances depending on where you pick them up. So far, from what I can see, Target sales and deals are on par with all of the other major guys that we will talk about. And the first game that is on this list that we have to spend just a brief amount of time on is Sonic Frontiers, because this is actually a brand new release that was out in November, and it is already discounted $20 off. Once upon a time during Black Friday, you could find this for $30, but at $39.99 for a brand new first ever open zone Sonic game, there are hours and hours of fun to be had in this 3D Sonic adventure, and I honestly think it is the future direction of Sonic games. And if you haven't been into 3D Sonics recently, which I wouldn't blame you, I would at least encourage you to pick up and give a second look to Sonic Frontiers and add it into your Switch collection. Yes, this game will run better at a smoother frame rate and different higher resolution textures on the other consoles, but the portable play factor and how good overall this game actually does look and run on the Switch, it's one of the more impressive ports, and I think it's a steal at $20 off. You can find that at just about all of the major retailers. Just Dance 2023, from what I can see, this is a digital only code. I think it's a brand new release if I'm not mistaken, and it's half price at $29 right now as part of these holiday deals at just about every other retailer as well. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, this was another major release for the Nintendo Switch in 2022. And it was just out in October, so the fact that we are seeing it discounted this time around $20 off, that's very notable, because even during the Black Friday sale, we got kind of little bonuses like a $10 gift card, or you would maybe get the first game with it, but we didn't get any straight up discount on Sparks of Hope. So now that that $20 discount is intact, I think this is one worth looking into. This is not a traditional Mario game. It is actually a collaboration or crossover title with the Rabbids series, which is a tactical RPG. So don't just expect level stage platforming and clear and get to the end of the flag post, but rather expect a lot of planning and moving around your characters on field and trying to hit with the most effective attacks to wipe out the other team. Continuing down the list, we have Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. We've seen this game discounted numerous times over the years that it's been available. It's $29.99 instead of its regular $50 retail. Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborhoodville right now is half off at $19.99. And then you have Sonic Colors Ultimate, arguably a good 3D iteration in the Sonic franchise. I would still pick up Frontiers over Sonic Colors Ultimate personally, but that is discounted right now for $24.99. So for Sonic fans out there, could be an extra good one to pick up. It Takes Two is actually a game that is co-op focused, and if you have a friend or loved one that you want to play through a great Nintendo Switch title, I think that this was a perfect port to come to the platform. This won Game of the Year in 2021, and for good reason, as it has a ton of fun, unique puzzles and gameplay to go through. And again, the theme around this game is work together with a friend or a loved one to complete it. So if you have somebody in mind that you would like to play a co-op game with, It Takes Two might be the perfect fit. Then you have Sonic Mania plus Sonic Team Racing, so essentially a 2-in-1 pack. Sonic Mania is a fantastic 2D Sonic game that everybody that has nostalgia for the Sega Genesis era of Sonic games absolutely needs to pick up. It's only $5 off from its regular retail, and we've seen numerous discounts on this, so maybe not the best price ever, but still a solid one to add into your collection. And you get Sonic Team Racing along with it, which is essentially a Mario Kart attempt style game on Sonic skins, if you will. Rabbids Party of Legends, that's kind of a Rabbids game on its own without the Mario crossover. It's $20 right now. You have some LOL games, Paw Patrol if you have kids. You know, those are discounted down, $10 off on LOL, and then $15 rather on the Paw Patrol game. Don't know anything about those, but chances are if you have a young one in the household, they know these franchises, including Miraculous also being on sale, $20 off right now. Then we get into Nickelodeon Kart Racer, which is actually this is the third iteration, and for fans of the Nickelodeon franchises out there, SpongeBob especially amongst many others, you might actually like this game. It is actually pretty well received online in terms of the kart racing mechanics. I have not played it myself, but I have heard pretty good things about it, and it's a pretty recent release as well, and it's $20 off at $49.99 right now. Another very recent release for the Nintendo Switch is Persona 5 Royal. This is one to look into for JRPG fans out there that want literally like 100+ hour long experience with a very engaging story along the way, and expect, of course, turn-based style JRPG mechanics all throughout your gameplay experience with that. But $30 off or half price for something that recent on the Switch, I think is a steal. Then you have a few other games rounding out the list here at Targets. The only one I'll shout out is Dragon Ball The Breaker Special Edition. It's one that didn't catch a whole lot of my attention. It's like a survival Dragon Ball game, but maybe for the story aspect and big Dragon Ball fans out there, that might be worth looking into. From here, we're going to hop into Walmart, and we won't spend as much time on each individual game as we go through this here, unless if they weren't on the list before, but really very similar price points. You do have Sparks of Hope at that same $20 discount right now. Sonic Frontiers as well. This is on all platforms at that $39 price point, so you don't only have to get it for the Switch, you can also get it for other platforms, which, to be fair, if you do have a PS5 or something, you want a better frame rate, it will run at a 60 frames per second and look better in terms of the textures on the other consoles, so keep that in mind. Breath of the Wild is one that is a staple must own for every single Nintendo Switch owner. I don't care who you are, pick it up if you haven't already. It's $20 off right now at Walmart. Just Dance, same discount. Mario Party Superstars is one that's $10 off. This is a love letter to the classic Mario Party games. So instead of everything being based kind of around motion controls as Mario Party ultimately turned into, this is actually a collection of all of the most popular N64 through GameCube era of mini games, and it is a ton of fun. It's definitely the best Mario Party on the Nintendo Switch, definitively, I can say, in my personal opinion. And while that's not the biggest discount ever on it, $10 off, it's still a ton of fun to have around the house to boot up with friends and family and enjoy. And if you know anything about the frustration that comes with Mario Party games, you'll know what to expect with this particular release. Then you have Sonic Forces, one of the rougher 3D Sonic games, but fortunately it's only being sold for $14.97. Plants vs. Zombies also on sale at Walmart, $14.97. It Takes Two is $20. I don't know if this is on every single platform. I believe a lot of these are. If you see them on just one game case, it's also going to be for the Switch, but that may vary location by location, so you might have to do some of your own research on that. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, another fun party style game. It's actually a pretty recent release, and at $14.97, that's one of the better, if not the best price points we've seen that sold at so far. So keep that in mind. I've seen this is actually it might be like a supply issue, but the Mario Kart Circuit Live, essentially where you play like a remote control Mario with your Switch, it's actually a $60, or it's either $69.99 or $59.99 if I'm not mistaken, directly from Nintendo. So do some shopping around on that. You can definitely find that cheaper out there. Sonic Mania standalone, $20. I would just get the double pack from Target before I pick up this one. Sonic Colors Ultimate, again, some repeat offenders here on the list. There is a Demon Slayer game out right now. That's $20 off at $34.99. Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, for some reason it's not the lowest price at Walmart. That's a great collection of Lego Star Wars games, but I would actually get it from a different retailer. We'll hop into Best Buy next, and I think they have the best price on it. And then you have Disney Magical World 2. Don't know anything about that game, but it's not half price, but rather $20 off at $29.99 right now. Life is Strange True Colors, a very story simulation driven game, that is half price and a pretty recent release on the Switch. That's only coming in at $29.99. And then from there, you have some more repeat offenders. You can find Link's Awakening on sale somewhere at different retailers. I would recommend picking that up for Zelda fans, especially if you like the classical 2D style of Zelda games. And with that, we will quickly highlight some of the Best Buy discounts. A lot of going to be repeat games here, but Sonic Frontiers also $39.99. NBA 2K23, this is a very recent release, and I think this is the steepest discount we've seen on it so far, especially physically. It's $24.99 or $35 off. So for basketball fans out there, that's definitely the best price and the best way to get it. $25 for the Sonic Mania 2-pack with Sonic Team Racing as well. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, again, a fantastic collection of literally every Star Wars movie ever released, but it has it all in one fun layout with, of course, the Lego humor for the storytelling all throughout. I thoroughly enjoyed playing through this. It's fantastic gameplay mechanics, and it's honestly the best Lego Star Wars game I think you can definitively say, hands down. So the fact that this launched at a $60 retail and then it was being sold for $49 and now it's all the way down to $29, there is so much gameplay in that for that price point, and I would definitely recommend looking into it for Star Wars fans or just Lego game fans in general. You have a Bratz game to $10 off, Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, it's $30 off, $29, and then you have Persona 5 Royal. It's saying unavailable nearby where I'm at. That might be different for you, so do your research on that if you want to shop at Best Buy. The LOL games, $10 off. Atari, this one is actually one that I would say is a good pickup at $29.99 if you like the old classic Atari games. It has some Jaguar ones on there, which is a forgotten about console in Atari's history, but Atari's been around for 50 years, surprisingly, so they're doing a 50-year celebration with a lot of their hit classics, and there's so much gameplay, and they're all remastered and done very well. So yeah, for 29 bucks, I think that is a solid value. Another Paw Patrol discount, $15 off. Nier Automata on the Nintendo Switch is a fantastic port, and honestly one that's amongst the very best when you talk about overall graphical fidelity and how well it runs and plays. And this was originally a very well received game on the PlayStation 4 and is now ported to the Switch. I can't recommend this one enough. It has a variety of all different types of gameplay, but is an action RPG adventure game at its core, so definitely give that a second look at its $10 discount. Sonic Colors Ultimate, Demon Slayer, again, we're going to see a lot of repeat names here as we progress through here. 13 Sentinels is actually something that's half off right now at $29.99 at Best Buy. And then you have the Dio Field Chronicle on the Nintendo Switch at $20 off. I don't know anything about that game, but I think it's a somewhat recent release, so it might be worth looking into. Amazon is next up on our list, and we will quickly scroll past some of this other than the ones that we haven't seen already in the video. Super Mario Party, that's one that if you like more of the motion-based controls in a Mario Party game, it's the first one that was out on Switch, so it's older than Mario Party Superstars, but still a good one to have for your collection, especially, again, if you are more of a fan of motion-style mini games as opposed to things like traditional button controls. These are all staple must-owns at this point. Small discounts on Amazon, depending on who's selling them and what the stock is. Sometimes these kind of prices change based off what they have at the warehouse near you. Of course, we have very recent releases with small discounts on them, like Pokemon Violet. Again, Star Wars Lego Skywalker Saga is also discounted just slightly through them, and they have it discounted at different prices on different versions, so if you have multiple consoles you can look into that. Very slight discounts on games like Kirby and the Forgotten Land, that's a very recent release. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, this is one that if you grew up a fan of Turtles in Time in the SNES era, you have to get. You just should own this regardless. Like, it is so much fun, and another one you could boot up with a friend, family member, or loved one and go through the entire game. I had a blast playing through this right after release, and it's very cool that they did a physical edition that you can get, and while it's not a big discount by any means, it's still one that should be in every Switch owner's collection, I personally believe. No Man's Sky is a game that recently got updated on Switch in a big way. It now runs way better. There's a lot more stuff to do. This has had a lot of future ongoing support and is like a space exploration type of game that you may want to look into. And then we'll kind of wrap up through the rest of Amazon. We'll scroll through here. You guys can see if there's anything else you might want to look into. Nintendo Switch Sports, still not enough content, even with the free update, in my personal opinion. But if you had nostalgia for Wii Sports, it is kind of the next iteration of that. We will then briefly finish out our list today with GameStop, with a lot of repeat offenders that we've already talked about, but there are also some missing ones on here. Now, some of these don't always show the price. Like, I would look into Pokemon Legends Arceus, see if you can get that on a discount. That's still my favorite Pokemon game to this day, even in light of the more recent releases. I know that on page 2 here, we have a somewhat notable discount on Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. They should both be at $39.99, but that's the one showing up for me right now is Shining Pearl rather at $39. Those are the remakes of the DS era games, and they are fantastic and a lot of fun. Splatoon 2, that's not the newest one out there, but that's $42 right now. Same discount on Lego Star Wars. And again, just a lot of, you'll have to kind of see if your local GameStop is doing anything different. They're not showing really all the prices on their website without diving into each one. And then you also have games that are just like still full retail, like Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which has been out since the Wii U era in 2014, and they're still selling it for $60, even though I think Nintendo has it discounted directly for $39. So again, I will have like all the different retailers linked in the description down below, and I'll also have Nintendo's direct sales and deals website where you can order from them. However, asterisk with that is Nintendo, they take their time on shipping, so don't expect to get it right away. In all of these cases, a lot of these, if you were doing last minute Christmas shopping, you will probably want to actually run out to the retailers physically and pick them up yourself. Last one we'll mention here is Fire Emblem 3 Houses. That rarely sees discounts. It's $10 off at GameStop. But I want to hear from you guys on all your personal plans around your holiday shopping. Are you going to be doing anything over the next few days in terms of last minute shopping? I definitely will. Share with me which, if any, games we talked about today you're planning on picking up, and is it for you or for somebody else? And definitely let me know any deals you've come across on games you would recommend checking out in the comments down below before you leave the video, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around this topic. Go watch yesterday's video next if you haven't already, which is on screen right now. Also make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.